Mabuhay everyone, Marches here. I am back in the studio to do another comparison video between PG3s and the KD11s. So as for tech-wise, as you know, the KD11s has a full-length zoom with React cushioning, but it's cage. And comparing it to the PG3, it has a zoom unit in the forefoot only. The KD11 is more expensive compared to the PG3. So let us find out which one is better in terms of performance. If you want a more detailed review of each shoe, I'll put the link up here. So as for the upper of the PG3s, it's made up mostly of mesh materials with synthetic leather in the wings, in the heel, and mostly all over the shoe is mesh. So as for the performance of the upper, it's very nice, it's very supportive. It doesn't stretch that much or not at all. So support on the forefoot when you're moving laterally. It's very caged. If you're locking your laces, your foot will surely not slip off the footbed. And comparing it with the upper of the KD11s, as you know, the KD11s uses the most premium material Nike has to offer. It has the Flyknit upper all over the shoe, and as for support wise of the KD11s, it's good enough, but it's not as awesome as the PG3s because as you know, Flyknit can stretch over time. At first it was really stiff, but after breaking them in, it stretches more as you use it. So for me, I like the performance of the upper of the PG3s. In terms of support, I feel more secure in the PG3s compared in the KD11s, where I felt my foot slipping off the footbed a bit. So I am experiencing a little bit of delay, especially when I'm doing sidestepping. As for the heel part of the shoe, heel containment is awesome. Heel lockdown is very good and no heel slippage on both shoes. But I felt that my foot is more comfortable in the PG3s because the heel cup of the KD11s is a more concave type, especially on the initial use of the KD11s when I was breaking them in. I felt the material scratching all over my ankle a bit, so I felt a little discomfort at first and it was distracting me when I was playing. While the PG3s, the heel part of the shoe didn't need any break-in time. It's very comfy on the get-go. I'm giving a slight advantage on the PG3s again for the heel part of the shoe. As for the lacing system of the shoe, it's easier to put your foot in the PG3s because it's a low cut and it's a half tongue, half booty. It's easy to slide in your foot, while compared to the KD11s, it's a one booty upper Flyknit. You need to loosen up the laces quite a bit in order to put your foot in. Advantage again on the PG3s on how easy it is to put your foot in. Now let's move on to the cushion of the shoe. So for the PG3s, the zoom unit in the forefoot and cage in the injected Phylon material. And right on the get-go, you can really feel the forefoot zoom unit. And what's nice about the PG3s is the injected Phylon is quite soft. The density of the Phylon in the PG3s is perfect. It gives you enough impact protection in the heel. It encages the zoom unit just about right in order for you to feel the bounciness of the zoom. While the cushion setup in the KD11s is a full-length zoom unit encaged in the React foam, but sadly, it's encaged in a plastic TPU outsole, which really constrains the React to expand. You won't feel the React cushion that much, but after breaking them in, you can feel the full-length zoom unit, which is really nice. That being said, comparing it to the PG3, I like how well balanced the cushion setup of the PG3 is. Enough bounciness in the forefoot, court feel is nice, very good impact protection in the heel. While the KD11s, you feel higher off the ground because it has a full-length zoom unit and the React cushion is quite thick, so responsiveness is still there but court feel is not. I like the impact protection on the heel on the PG3s better than the KD11s. So that's a thing to note about the cushion setup. So PG3s again for the win. Now let's move on to the traction of the shoe. KD11's traction features a circular or elliptical traction pattern. The grippiness of the traction is up there. It squeaks a lot, while the PG3 has a moon crater pattern traction, which is very good. Grippiness is there. Squeakiness is also there. You stop on a dime on both shoes, but the only difference on both shoes is PG3s doesn't pick up dust that quickly. That's a very huge advantage, especially when you're here in Manila. There's a lot of dust. Your shoe can pick up a lot of dust easily when you're playing on a dusty court. Slight advantage on the PG3's traction, but on the clean court, they're at par. They're pretty much equal. The only difference in the traction is when you're playing in a dusty court. As for sizing wise, the KD11s I went down half a size, while the PG3s I went true to size. If you're a wide footer, go half a size up on both shoes. I recommend you to use the PG3s because it's easier to put your foot in compared to a one booty upper of the KD11s. So price wise, there's a $20 difference or 1,000 difference between the PG3s and the KD11s. So which would I recommend? You guessed it right, it's very obvious because the PG3s really performs very well. It's a very well balanced shoe and it's one of my favorite shoes to hoop in right now. It's a very dependable shoe, especially if you don't know the condition of the court. The PG3 is always in my gym bag as my backup or my main shoe to hoop in. That's it, all my comparison between the KD11s and the PG3. I hope I help you guys out. If you have any comments, leave it down below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and like this video and press that notif bell and watch my other videos. It will surely help me a lot. Thank you again for watching this video. This is Marches and I'll catch you in the next one.